The heat we saw from the 1st to the 5th of July is not the typical kind of heat you see every year here at the Jersey Shore. Let me show you all the reasons why and how this happened. Hey everyone, it's meteorologist Joe Martucci here. The heat wave brought deaths, unfortunately, to New Jersey. The heat wave number climbed to 29 in terms of the number of people who perished in the blazing hot weather that we had for the first couple of days of July. And year in and year out, it has been seen that heat is the biggest killer in the United States. And that was no different, unfortunately, over the first couple of days of July. The biggest number from all of this is at Atlantic City International Airport, where we saw a tie for the hottest temperature on record, getting to 106 degrees on the 4th of July itself. Now, there were many daily record highs that were set as well. We saw it on July 2nd, July 3rd, and on the 4th of July also. We had Millville at 100 on July 2nd, 103 at ACY Airport on July 2nd as well. We saw ACY Airport in Millville as well as AC Marina in Freehold breaking records on July 3rd. And then on the 4th of July itself, we had that all-time record high at ACY Airport at 106. And it wasn't just the daytime high temperatures, it was the overnight low temperatures that were record warm as well. And we saw that for 3 nights in a row, including on the night of July 3rd into the 4th, where ACY Airport did not drop below 80 degrees at all. That is one of the warmest on record. Now, the last time we saw a comparable stretch of record heat like this was in 2011 during the month of July, which at ACY Airport, we actually also had that 106 degree heat. And looking at the heat at ACY Airport from July 1st to the 6th in 2026, as well as July 21st to the 26th in 2011, show that this was about, but still slightly under what we saw during that stretch. Either way you slice it, though, this was the second or third hottest stretch on record going back to the 1940s for inland parts of the coastal counties. So why was it so hot? And I show you this satellite image from Thursday morning to drive the picture home here. We had plenty of dry weather on Thursday because high pressure was centered right over the Mid-South, providing a clockwise flow of hot air coming from the Gulf into the Midwest and then our way. But notice we actually had more of a westerly or northwesterly wind as we went into our Friday and Saturday. That meant the air was not as soupy humid. Dew points were in the 60s as opposed to the sticky and oppressive 70s, and that meant that the sun could more effectively heat the ground. When we have drier air, temperatures tend to be hotter than when it's more humid. And that makes sense because think about Phoenix, Arizona. It gets into the 110s there. Meanwhile, Miami, Florida struggles to get above 99 degrees throughout the year, even though that place is further south. Now, climate change also has to do with this story. Because of man-made climate change, the type of heat that we saw from July 2nd to the 5th was 3 to 5 times made more likely due to climate change than it would have been otherwise. Not that it couldn't have happened, but the chances of this happening due to climate change were made greater. Think about this. You have a 6-sided die. Well, what if you take the 1 and make that a 6? You could still roll 2, but the chances of rolling a 6 are even greater. And if you look at the heat from July 1st to the 5th, what we saw at ACY Airport was more like the average temperature for Tucson, Arizona. That's the kind of typical heat that they see in Tucson the first 5 days of July. That's what you were living through. And if you were at the coast, AC Marina's average temperatures were more like Honolulu, Hawaii. Tropical heat for our first couple of days of July here at the Jersey Shore.